The Torah tells us regarding the materials in the Mishkan, the metals were Zov, Kesef L'Choshes, gold, silver, and copper. So the Midrash tells us that Zov corresponds to Bavel, because we find in the Pasuk, in the verse, that Bavel is referred to as Reshut Dahava, the golden head, in terms of Daniel's dream, when he dreamt about the 4 exiles. Kesef, this is Paras Modai, because we find that Haman, he gave 10,000 talents of gold, of silver, Tachashverosh, to seal the fate of the Jews, Lashman Arav Labed. The Choshes is what? This is Yovon, the Chushta. It's like the least of all of them. And Oros Elim Modomim, the red hides, the high ram's hides that were dyed red, corresponds to Edom. Ner Lamor, this is Melech Mashiach. That's the light of Mashiach. So it's interesting. We find the Mishkan, which is the location of the Shechina, of the divine presence, only Migdash Shechat B'Socham. In this location, you have a representation of the 4 exiles. Everything which is the antithesis to Kedusha, they try to undermine Kedusha. They are represented in the Mishkan. The Maral says this in Verse Hashem, the number 4 is always total opposition, being totally opposed. If a person is surrounded on all 4 sides. Avraham Avinu went to war with the 4 mightiest kings. He was totally opposed. We have Dalit Malchios. We have the 4 exiles. This is represents total opposition. So what represents total opposition to Kedusha, this is represented in the location, which is the ultimate location, the location of the Shechina, the holiest location in existence. What is it all about? The Gemara tells us that during the majority of the Bais Rishon period, the Jews were involved in idolatry and then ravaged Klal Yisrael, Avodah Zarah. And therefore, because of this, at the beginning of Bais Sheni, the Anshe Knesset Dolach, they fasted many fasts, and they prayed to Hashem that they want to destroy the Yitzhar Shel Avodah Zarah. They want to destroy the evil inclination of Avodah Zarah because it ravaged the Klal Yisrael. And after they prayed, a fiery lion came out of the Kodesh Kadoshim, of the Holy of Holies, which this is the representation of the Yitzhar of Avodah Zarah, and they captured it, they put it into a cylinder, a lead cylinder, and they disposed of it. The Yitzhar of Avodah Zarah comes out of the Kodesh Kadoshim, of the Holy of Holies. That's the location it comes out of. So we see clearly from all this, and this the Ramchal speaks about, that in existence, for man to have choice in a proper context, there has to be a balance between good and evil. Wherever the good emanates from, at that same plateau, you have to have a representation of evil. So therefore, Osli Bigdash Yishchat B'Socham, all the Siyata Dishmaya, our relationship to Kedusha, this is the ultimate location. You have to have a representation which is contrary to that. As a result of that, even in the location of the Shechina, you have a representation, Zov Kesef L'Choshes, Oros El Modomim, we have a representation of what? Of all that represents negative, whatever's negative and contrary, and the antithesis of Kedusha. And therefore, when the Anshe Knesset Gedolah wanted to destroy the Yitzhar of Avodah Zarah, where did it emanate from? It emanated from the holiest of the holy, which was the Kodesh Kadoshim.